it's normal to wonder if the person or people who really did you dirty and hurt you, to wonder if they even like know that they hurt you. Like if like do they think about you? Are they sorry? Do they wonder where you're at? Like do they ever want to reach out? And like honestly, it's better to assume that no. No, they don't think about you. They're not emotionally deep people. They're selfish, they're narcissistic, they're shitty. They don't think about you and how they hurt you. Like they don't like trust. But it makes me really think about when I was in my mid-20s, I was living with my grandparents who were like functionally my parents kind of, and my dad who was like this drug addict that just lived in the house and was like a fucking nightmare. He was like a poltergeist that just haunted all of us. And I'll never forget, I got, home after class one day, went to my room. I wanted to like get changed to go out, and I noticed like a whole bunch of my clothes were missing, like my nice clothes. And of course, living with this poltergeist, drug addict, criminal, terrible person that was my father, I knew he took my stuff because that was just living in that house. He would just steal everything from anyone. Like you could not leave your purse out in the kitchen. It was common knowledge that it would get stolen and it was going to be your fault. That's how the dynamic in that house was, right? And I remember storming into the kitchen where my grandparents were and just kind of being like, I know my dad took my dresses. Like, I know he has them. I'm like just putting it out there that I want to go in his room and look for my stuff. And my grandparents were like, fine, oh yeah, go, you can go look, but you're not going to find anything. Your father doesn't steal any. Why would he? We're here all day with him. He doesn't go into your room. I'm sure he's perfect. I'm sure this 50-year-old drug addict, career criminal is fucking perfect, does nothing wrong. Whatever. He's never had a job, never had a license, in and out of prison, in and out of rehabs, but he does no wrong, right? Whatever. So I'll never forget going into his room, and he's just like laying on the bed, just like whatever. And I go into his closet. I don't know why. I just like first instinct where to check. I don't even think I thought I was going to find anything. But I opened this man's closet, and on the floor of this empty ass closet was not just my clothes cut up, but they were on the floor on top of this handcrafted, bastardized pentagram that was drawn on cardboard, shoved in this guy's closet. I remember the pentagram, whatever. I was just upset about my clothes. So I took my dress. I remember it was a red dress from Hollister circa 2014 or something. I don't even know. And I went out to the kitchen. I was just like holding my dress as if I was like holding a dead body. I was just like, look at this. Do you see? And I'll never forget my grandparents just being like, well, we don't know how that got in there. I guess we'll never know what happened. And I'll never forget my dad coming out of his bedroom to scream at me. He's like, I bet you did that yourself. You cut up your dress yourself and you hid it in your shorts, and then you walked over here and you put all that stuff in my room to frame me, to make my nya nya nya. And I remember just standing there in the kitchen, just like, you all are fucking nuts. Because they were looking at, like, I was the problem. Because I was interrupting their peace, right? And I'll never forget, like, because after that, I ran away. I literally did. I just, like, went into the guest room I was staying in, packed some shit, grabbed my dogs, got my cat, went into my car, and I just left. I was like, this man would literally murder me, and my grandparents would defend him. He can't, oh my God. I felt so, like, I can't even tell you. But my point, there's a point, right? My point is, I wondered for years if I was like actually crazy, if I was too sensitive. Well, maybe because when you're brought up and conditioned to survive in such dysfunction, you really question your own sanity, especially when every single person in this environment is like against you. Like, you are the black sheep because you're in reality. And like, no, I don't push things under the rug. I bring it out into the light. And that's a problem, and to grow up in that situation, you question, how you react, how you interpret, how you perceive. Is it true? Is it accurate? And it's so damning and causes so much harm. But whatever. So yeah, I always thought about when things like that happened, my grandparents were so on their son's side. They were so on my dad's side that you could not reason with them. He would steal someone's car out of the driveway. There's footprints in the snow leading to the car. But again, it can't be your fault. I don't have no idea, right? Delusional. Absolutely fucking delusional. And then years ago, like maybe 2, when my grandfather was actively dying, he sent me a text message and he was just like, I just want to let you know it wasn't right what happened. And that was the one and only, the first and last acknowledgement from my grandfather of, yeah, I realize what I've done. I know it was wrong and I know it impacted you. And it was such a poignant, transformative point because it was so bittersweet, because it's like, bro, you're already dying. Like, you're not coming out of this. This is your life and this will be your death. And it's so sad that you were a prisoner of it by your own making. And you were so delusional because you thought that was how to be, to be loving, he was codependent himself. He was abused himself. My grandpa, he really went through it as a child. So as an adult, he was just acting like the adults in his life. So, all these things, I get it. But I remember really remembering when I think about all the times I thought, do these people who harmed me, do they even think about me? Do they even care? Do they even know? And while it's the best and safest method and practice to just assume they don't think about you, they don't understand the implications, the weights of the harm that they forced you to be, to go through, yeah, accept the apology you're never going to, you deserve, that you're never going to get. Accept it, right? But move on, because your closure, your ability to get moving past the hurt and more into healedness isn't dependent on them realizing, on them apologizing. So when you can give that apology to yourself, it makes it a lot easier. But I think there is something about people who are really embedded in their addiction, and they're really embedded in the delusions that they have to keep up in order to not realize how bad they fucked up, right? Like, whatever. So maybe sometimes these people really do understand how much they hurt us. But that's one of the reasons that they continue to be delusional. They continue to be addicts. They continue to do the wrong thing because they can't really acknowledge it in a meaningful way in reality. It can only be a text message 10 years later. Like, if they ever really come forward and like, yeah, I fucked up. It wasn't cool. It shouldn't have happened. A lot of us don't get that. And even if we do get it, it's like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I fucking know that. I had to go through so much healing to unlearn the brainwashing, Grandpa. Like, I know I don't deserve that. It's nice to hear that you are cognizant enough to also have known that, but you chose to perpetuate this bullshit because you couldn't acknowledge that your son was who he was and you were protecting him. And it was, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to share that. I just ranted for a bit. So sorry, but I appreciate you listening. And if you have a similar experience or if you have something you want to comment, please do. I will read everything and get back to you. I feel like these are conversations that we shouldn't be afraid to have, especially because I feel like almost all of us share these situations and experiences. And healing, we really can help each other heal by talking about it,